Salamun ala man ittaba'al huda. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu ala ibadillazina astafa. Allahu khairun amma yushrikun. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah. Lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumitu wa huwa hayyun la yamutu biyadihil khair wa huwa ala kulli syai'in qadir. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan nabi wa rasuluh sallallahu alaihi wasallam la nabiyya ba'da. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala hadzal nabiyil karim wal ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma inni as'aluka khaira hadza as-suqi wa khaira ma fiha. Allahumma inni a'udzubika min syarriha wa syarri ma fiha. Dear viewers, if you visit Ibu Market, the traditional market of Payakumbuh town, Sumatera Barat in the morning, at the first glance, there might not have seen a noticeable difference compared to other markets in Indonesia. But when we consider more consciously, deeply, there is one thing that is very typical that one looks at this market, namely the number of parked motorcycles equipped with a pair of baskets in the back seat. The baskets will be filled with the merchandises of the motorcycles owners in the form of the things for housewives needs in their kitchen every day, such as meat, fish, dried fish, vegetables, and others. Besides the types of commodities, there are also baskets which filled with various foods like cookies, crackers, fruits, and others. Payakumbuh town community, whose population only around 130,000 people, call this motorcyclist community with Tukang Garendong. There are several things which support the proliferation of this economic enterprise development in Payakumbuh. The first one, the residents of this town are motorist community, in where almost all of her population aged 12 and older can ride motorcycles very well. Even many parents in this town have trained their children whose age is around 7 to control their vehicles when they ride them. The evidence for this matter is one of the national kit cruiser of Indonesia comes from this town. And it is not a strange thing in this town if in one family consisting of 5 persons, father, mother, 3 children, they also have 5 motorcycles for each of them. Consequently, the sales of motorcycles is very promising in this town, especially from the trademarks like Honda, Suzuki, Yamaha, Kawasaki. Even though some other trademarks also can be found among the whole population of the vehicles like KTM, PR, Vespa, and so forth. And the second one, Payakumbuh people are dynamic. They like to move anywhere by vehicles in running their jobs or do something to earn money. It is nothing really matter for them to go back and forth from their homes to the places where they work if the distance only around 50 kilometers. And motorcycle is the best choice to fulfill this condition, especially the ones who seek a cylinder's capacity between 100 and 125 cc. No matter how cars also have been owned by quite a lot of people in this region, but still, motorcycle is the favorite ones for them. Then the third one, given location of Payakumbuh town is located on a relatively flat area, causing bicycles be a fairly effective means of transportation for the people in this town, that the residents of this town are also bikie society. Then never be surprised if the poorest residents of this town usually have at least bikes as their means to transport to go anywhere they can. And the children here, since their early ages, have been conditioned by their parents to be skillful in cycling, that the sale of bicycles in the urban market of this town is relatively much higher than the other cities or towns in Sumatera Barat province. There are three facts which support the proliferation of business growth of this such motorist hawker in Payakumbuh. Bicycle or motorcycle is being part of life which cannot be separated from the people of this town, making this effort to rapidly develop after pioneered by several people with bikes. Then arose the idea of having motorcycles to run the business on this one, so that they could reach all areas of the town without spending a lot of power and could carry more goods. Over time, with the increasing number of people who glanced at this business, make the employers of Garendong began to glance at the areas outside Payakumbuh to peddle their wares, so that eventually they can reach the areas at a radius of up to 100 kilometers away from Payakumbuh. They have reached all areas of 50 Koto Regency and some parts of Tanah Datar and Agam Regency. They, with their motorbikes, are capable of reaching areas that are difficult outposts accessible by four-wheel vehicles. So in those areas, they are quite anticipated each day. There have been hundreds of such these vendors in Payakumbuh, that many of those who have got helped with their presence. The first of the most advantage of the peddlers are the merchants or the retailers or traders or the wholesalers who hold their merchandises at Ibu Market, the traditional market of Payakumbuh town. For the Tukang Garendong have been their regular customers every day, that some of them have been able to calculate the exact amount of goods which will be sold every day before they sell them to other people in general. And it has been estimated not less than 2,500,000,000 rupees trading transaction done in Ibu Market, these merchants, between this merchant and Tukang Garendong every day. The second one is the parking attendants around the market area. With the numerous motorcycles of the hawkers in the parking location of the market, they already have got a steady income every day. And then the third parties, of course, the housewives, who are lazy to go to market every day but have to cook every day for their families. Besides this, not a few of these housewives who are also especially ordered other merchandises to the vendors beyond the usual stuff which they usually sell. They just need to wait at home for the coming of these vendors. And then the fourth is the consumers who are in remote areas whose cost financially is not balanced with their groceries, or they will spend considerable energy when they go shopping to the market nearest to their residence, Having a trustful motorist hawker, they do not need waste their energy to go to the market just to buy one or two things to cook in their kitchen. And the fifth is the owner of motorcycle reparation business, whether in terms of the maintenance service or reparation or the selling of motorbike spare parts, because the high mobility of the bikers made these concertsmen are over average to require for the reparation or replacement of some parts of their vehicles than to those ones who are just having their vehicle to transport back and forth from their homes to their workplace. If we explore further, dear viewers, actually there are many others who take part benefited from the presence of the economic actors on this business. But the parties mentioned above have been enough to reveal the fact that their presence has helped and benefited many people and been improving the economy of Payakumbuh town. Furthermore, in selecting the motorbike that will be used for this effort, usually the choice of the motorbikes fall on 100cc 4-stroke from a variety of brands, with a thrifty budget consideration that must be spent to buy fuel, although there are also one or two use the motorcycle which mix oil and or who use larger cylinder capacity motorbike. Behind all the facts described, it does not mean that the business on this enterprise is without problems. Not least, these such merchants who sell only few goods on their garendong or basket, lack of quantity. The reason why this happen is clear: lack of capital. To obtain a loan from a bank is clearly not possible. The complicated procedures to get a loan offered by many banks to raise their capital are the main reasons they could not bear having business with banks. To help them get out of this problem, a large cooperative in Payakumbuh, which had once received an award in national scope, Koperasi PGRI Guru-Guru Payakumbuh, ever offered some opportunity to these motorist vendors to join the cooperative and raise their capital. Of course, were loans to them as cooperative members, but the offer was not made any of them to be interested. After being traced, then it is known that this business group is more fun to develop their capital by a system of social gathering. There is purely social gathering through the collection of amounts of money by a group of certain Tukang Garendong in certain time period, in exemplification once in 3 days, once in a week, once in 15 days, or once in a month. Then they do such lotting to distribute the money to those who came out the name of the lot. There is also a fake social gathering, a false social gathering, a system of lending money from someone to the peddlers, in which they have to pay back the money that they had got 10 to 30% more than the one that they have got in advance before. For example, the vendor wants to borrow money around 3 million rupees. After an agreement between them, the money owner will cut the loan amount requested as administration money, in quotation, for 10%, it is 300,000 rupiah. then the Tukang Garendong will only receive 2,700,000 rupiah. After this, he is demanded to pay the loan installments as much as 10, 11, and even some are 12 installments each week of the initial administration of the money and has been cut. After finishing the installment limit, then the debt is considered settled. Clearly, the motor peddler just got a loan of 2.7 million rupees, but for the repayment of money, he must spend between 3 until 3.6 million rupees within 10 to 12 weeks. That the money owner can scratch the benefit 10 to 30% of each nominal amount of money that he has lent. In one hand, the Muslim community called this practice, this financial activity as usury or riba. But on the other side, the money owner argued that the amount of the profits that they have got are just in form of profit sharing. Regardless of how these economic actors expand their business, it seems that they do not want to know if they are considered by the government or not. They will continue to run their enterprise on the way, peddle their merchandises throughout the corner that await them with their motorbikes, which most of them were also gotten through credit, and survive to make money as Tukang Garendong.